So I wanted to read something that I wrote today, and I want to talk a little bit about this subject, and then I want to see what you think. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is what I wrote verbatim. Just roll with me on this, okay? Yeah, I'm a writer, so I express myself in my writing. So this is a little bit of blank verse. All right. So I wrote, nobody ever talks about the fact that in a love experience, there are pieces of you that you give away in the midst of the experience. After the experience is over, those pieces of you, big or small, don't come back. They don't grow back. They don't heal back. Grief, therapy, prayer don't bring these pieces of you that you gave away back. And sometimes those pieces that were stolen, and sometimes those pieces were stolen, not given. And either way it goes, you are never the same again. Ever. And no one talks about that part. So, so I was thinking about that today, in reference to my life. Um, you know, mental health being one of the major topics of my life nowadays, and it's been for some years now, but definitely in recent years. Um, I don't know. I started thinking about my my stuff, and my theory is that everybody has something that they're carrying in their life. Everybody has something that they're carrying, or running away from, or something that's chasing them, um, something that won't let go of them. I feel like everybody has something. I like to say everybody's got their something, and everybody's got their own cross to bear. And I definitely have mine. And so the one thing that I feel like is my thing, um, I was just thinking like it's been something that I've been trying to like get rid of for so many years, and trying so many different ways to just like, it's kind of like it's like a monkey on your back, you know. Um, and I feel like that's a term that people say when they have like an addiction or something, you know. And that thing, whatever it is in our lives, it can feel like an addiction. It can feel like an obsession, and you want nothing more than just for it to just leave you alone. You know, you want nothing more. And so I was thinking today in the car before I wrote this, and I was just thinking like, I feel like I've been waiting to like be restored. I don't know how it feels for you, but for me, the experience that I went through, which was a long experience with a person, it feels like one of the things that always kind of screws with my head is I feel like I gave some stuff away that if I had known better, I would not have given away. And so in later years, as I continue to grow up, and become more of who I was and more intentionally create who I was and who I wanted to be in this life, the more angry I would get about those parts of me that I feel like I gave away. Um, when I thought I was giving it away, um, genuinely, uh, graciously, compassionately, truthfully, and now I struggle at times with, when I think of those things sometimes. If they catch me in the right mood, it can really kind of, it can piss you off. It can make you angry because you feel like, you know, I don't know if you do this, but I do this. Like, who 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 would I be today if I still had those things, if I didn't give away those things, especially if you didn't give those things away to the wrong person. Like, who would you be? And I think about that sometimes, and I grieve who I might have been, had I not given those things away, had I not had those things I feel in some ways stolen from me when I didn't know any better, when I know I shouldn't have given them, when I didn't know I shouldn't have given them away. And I think about who I would have been and what my life would have been, you know. And in addition, I think I've spent a lot of years, and this was part of my revelation today that made me write that piece, um, which I'll probably read it again in a second. Um, it just made me, I guess, kind of realize that I think I've been waiting for those things to come back, for those things to like be restored in me, or for them to grow back in me, or for me to heal, for those things to be healed back in me. And I realized today that I don't think that's how it works, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think those things are gone forever. So I think what I'm considering is, I don't know, I feel like we probably spend a lot of time, especially after we've been through something traumatic. I think we probably spend a lot of time trying to just get back right, get back to who we used to be. And um, I don't think we probably explore enough the idea that you'll never be that person again. You'll never be that person again, and what that means moving forward. You know, Sometimes it feels like those pieces that you gave away that are no longer a part of you. It just feels like, okay. In one sense, it makes me think, okay, am I a diminished person now because I'm a little bit less than who I used to be? Because again, I don't think those things replace themselves. I think possibly that we add new things to us, but those specific things, I don't think they replace themselves, and they don't come back. And if they come back, they don't come back the same at all. You know, when we give a particular type of trust away, it doesn't come back the same with the next person. That trust is different. Like, if we choose to give trust away again to the next person, it's different. It's not the same. You know, um, when we give love away, like it's gone. We don't get that. that same love with the next person. We don't give that same love to the next person. It's different. It's different. So, um, I've tried to get used to the concept of grieving certain things. I believe you have to grieve things in order to, I feel like certain phrases like move on, I feel like they're overused. But if one is going to move on truly, I feel like you can't do that unless you grieve what you lost. And so after the grief period, I think that's where I'm entertaining now, like, how do we fill our cup back up? If those things are gone, if those things are gone forever, it's like, okay, what do we replace them with? Because most likely we're not going to make the same exact mistake twice. So as you kind of work on yourself, you're working on yourself, you're becoming stronger, you're becoming wiser. Um, your senses are becoming sharpened, your discernment is becoming sharpened, your judgment, all that stuff. Um, and even after you've forgiven yourself, which me, I don't think I've fully forgiven myself for what I gave away. I think I'm still working on that. There are years that I think I have, but as I've also learned recently, is forgiveness is a constant thing. You have to keep doing it. You know, I'm sure in some cases at the very least, if not all cases. Um, but yeah, the concept of, I think I had a, I don't know, just like a kind of a fucked up idea that if I kept working hard on myself and learning from where I've been, learning from what I've done, taking this responsibility and accountability for who I was when I didn't know any better. I guess I was thinking that one day I would feel like myself again in that same way, you know, of who I felt I was back then. But I don't think that person comes back. I think you can get glimpses of it, but I don't think that person comes back. I think that person is gone, or that side of you is gone, or whatever. Whatever it is that you feel is the loss. I think it's gone. I don't think it comes back. So I don't know. I think that's just something that was on my mind tonight, and I wanted to get it out, which is what I do as a writer, as an artist. Is I try my best, and I've always been like this, but I try my best to deal honestly and straightforward with my feelings and my emotions, and I do it even more so as a wiser person, um, because I know so many people don't do the same. So many people have passed through my life who didn't do that. They didn't like dealing with the truth. They didn't like dealing with the honesty of who they were or who I was. But I still try to hold myself to that standard. It's one of the standards that I hold myself to. So, um, what does restoration look like? I want to pose that question. What does restoration look like to you? Let's talk about it. I want to hear what you guys think about that, and I want to just welcome everybody to the Artist Temple. It is a new brand that I have created, and it's a brand that I've been working on for some years now. developing it, prepping it, researching it, um, and at the root of it is healing. Um, but it's for artists, because artists have a, artists are known to be, a lot of times they can be tortured people. And one of the biggest lessons in my life, and I'll elaborate on this in subsequent videos, but one of the biggest lessons in my life, in my career, actually in my adult life, my career has been my entire adult life, so 20 years, is that um, the artist journey doesn't have to be as unhealthy as I've lived it. That you can be a real artist dealing with the heaviness of those gifts, of your gifts, but there's balance. There is balance available if you're aware of it. Me, I wasn't quite aware of it. I didn't have people in my life that were helping me understand the balance, that the balance could have been possible. And so the artist temple is really about, taking care of your temple while you're, you know, going through what can be a torturous, um, tedious, um, egregious journey. So that's what the artist temple is meant to bring to the table, to bring to the artist out there. Um, and I'm excited to bring this brand to you. It's a wellness brand, and I have a lot to offer. I have a lot to share. I have a lot to say. And there's a lot that I want to explore, and there's a lot that I want to learn. So, this is my offering to the world, my way, the Artist Temple.